Jojo Siwa is back at it again with a recent video that surfaced on Twitter. She was doing a show recently and apparently she got booed.
Who the living just booed me? Where the fuck did I come from? Which one of you? Which one of you? Respectfully, you.
I understand that recently she's kind of become the internet's punching bag and somebody to make fun of. I usually tend to make my content a little more on the constructive side, so I'm gonna try to do that with this. I've covered this before, but over the last couple months, Jojo Siwa has been on this whole rebranding campaign. She's no longer the dance mom star, but instead now she's the bad girl, apparently. And in order to make such a large change in branding like this, it kind of has to make sense. I don't think there's anything wrong with a new style, but the problem is when you completely start to reject what you used to be, it just kind of falls flat. Maybe if you have the right audience and foundation, you can get away with it, but in most cases it's pretty difficult to do. But I feel like within the early stages of this transition, you would see some of the damage that's being dealt and you would try to roll it back a little bit. But the thing is, the original Jojo Siwa was probably just a character. I just have this feeling that who we're seeing now is the real Jojo Siwa. And it's true that she might not like the same thing. She has a different fashion taste or a different music taste, but I don't think it wears that well for her to just be so abrasive. Usually the people that do this shtick are kind of the dish it and can take it type of personality, but I don't get that feeling from her. I feel like she would rather be accepted and loved and appreciated for what she creates rather than hated for it. It's almost like in her world, these are the cards that have been dealt and this is the only way she can respond to it. But I definitely don't think it's too late for her to reassess and look at this approach. Now, she is a child star, so she's probably used to people trying to put her in a box. And as a result of that, she really wants to prove that she's different and she's not what you're going to say she is. But just because something is different doesn't necessarily mean it's good. And I think it's one thing if people do hate on you just to hate. And I actually do think that there are a lot of people that do this to Jojo Siwa. But when the voice gets so loud and you have even people like me that see clips of her and I just kind of feel like it's cringe, I think there's a certain level of valid criticism for her to look at and hopefully try to come up with a new strategy. It seems like everything she does gets clipped and posted at this point. And outside of this clip, she has moments that haven't worn too well in the last couple weeks. And though the internet's voice is so loud, this is something I tend to cover in most of my content. If you can steer yourself in the right direction, you will see that supportive audience start to come back. And in finding that rhythm in your core audience, you can slowly start to tune that other group out. And eventually a large chunk of them will just disappear. Anyways though, guys, those are my thoughts. I definitely don't hate Jojo Siwa and I don't want to see her be unsuccessful, but it's undeniable that a lot of her behavior recently has been pretty cringe. But anyways, most of the people that get recommended this content aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you want to hear more of my takes, go ahead and hit that button. Yeah, peace out.